The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Ravensburger.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
Today, Megan, what are we going to play?
We are playing Las Vegas Royale, and this is from Aaliyah and Ravensburger.
Yes, now this is like the 20th anniversary edition of this game, which we've already covered on our channel several years ago. So if you're curious to see how that looks and plays, go ahead and check it out. This one plays slightly different. It actually adds a lot more.
Yeah.
We've got sideboards that activate whenever we go to certain casinos.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, when you go to a casino, you want things to activate.
Yeah.
You know, because you want to win money.
It kind of throws in a little bit of more of a gambling aspect to this in some of them.
There is, yes, very much so, because you're going to be pressing your luck on some.
Yeah.
It all depends on what comes out, because there's a ton of variability, that's the word I was looking for, that you can add to this game. So we think it's a lot of fun, so we're going to play through it. The game consists of 3 rounds, and then whoever has the most money wins, which it's probably going to be me. Yeah. I like rolling dice. When I go to the casino, I like to play craps.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it's rolling, and, you know, I like dice.
You do like
So,
dice.
you know, this is a good old-fashioned dice chucking game. So, check it out. We have the game set up as the variant because the Las Vegas Royale setup just has you put 3 of these special tiles on the 1, 2, and 3 casinos. However, the variant says you can use as many or as few as you like. We found after playing our first game that it was really kind of pointless to just have 3 of them out. So we made sure that we had all of them out. Now, these boards are double-sided, and we randomly place those out. We also randomly seeded the casinos with the dollar amounts. We have the highest amount going at the 6 and the lowest amount going around to the 1. I, of course, will be playing with the green dice.
I've got blue. Our dummy player is purple.
So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about what each of these special boards do. So starting with the 1, this means we have to have a minimum of 1 die there because it's bad luck. How much bad luck is it, Megan?
It's bad luck.
But
a lot of bad luck.
but exactly what is the dollar amount of bad luck?
50,000.
Yeah, so if you don't place a die here during the round, you have to give up 50,000.
Which sucks.
Although in the first round you may not have any money to give up. It all
Then you're
depends.
in the hole.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
Next we have 50-50.
That one's fun.
On this one we are actually going to roll 2 die, and they are the neutral black dice. And then what we're going to do is there is a 3. So we're going to move this counter forward, and we're going to make a bet. We're going to say, are we going to get higher or lower?
I say it's going to be higher than 3.
So
It is.
11. So she will be able to move. Now she can take the reward that's under the marker, or she can keep going and press her luck. 11?
Lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7. All right. So now she can take 30,000, or she can keep going.
Lower.
Now,
No,
she
even.
rolled the exact same number as what she had just rolled.
Yep.
So that means that she goes, wah, wah. She
get it.
doesn't get anything.
Yep.
All right. Next, we have Block It. And we have these really, I don't know, call them strange. I've never actually seen dice with no pips. But that's what these are. We have 9 of these. And in Block It, we're going to place a certain amount on each one of these spots.
It kind of acts like a dummy player.
It does.
You want to try to maybe block someone.
So the way you activate these boards is by placing one, when you roll your die, placing 1 die in that casino. So when you activate the 3 here, you get to choose one of these spots. Now, this one has 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Now, what that means is if I activate the 3, I could take any of these, but say I take the 3, and I decide to place them, let's place them over here in the 6. So that acts like a dummy player, and we'll talk about how you score as far as who wins the casino and who wins second and that sort of thing. But essentially, we've added a dummy player with 3 dice there. Now, this is part of the screw your neighbor aspect of the game, because you can cause someone to lose all their dice. And like I said, we'll talk about that
Fun stuff.
later. Next over here at the 4, we have the jackpot. Now, if you roll a 7 or doubles, you get whatever is under the jackpot token. So to start, it's 30,000. Then we have 40,000, 50,000, 60, 70, all the way up to 80. If, however, you don't roll a 7 or doubles, then that will advance, and then whoever activates next will be able to go for that. Next, we have no entry. Now, if you activate no entry, what you get to do is you will move this little marker. You will take the big marker and you'll actually place it on the die value on one of the other casinos. That means that casino is closed. Now, if there are already dice there, that's fine. Those dice stay there. You cannot remove dice from a closed casino. You also cannot add dice to a closed casino.
Which sucks if it gets put there, because then you could screw someone over and lose money.
Yeah, however, if you go back here to the 5 and activate it again, then you can move it off and move it to any other casino that you like. And then lastly, we have the power play. Now, Megan, you cannot see, but she is doing the blues power play dance. She's also wearing her blues Stanley Cup playoffs t-shirt.
I am, so it's fitting. But you have to do that, the power play, obviously, or stupid power play dance.
So, Megan, why don't you tell them what the power play does?
So after you place your dice on the casino, if you alone have more dice here than any other player, you take this little token and you place it on top of your remaining dice as a reminder. So then on your next turn, if you still have that token, you can pass the turn. So if you do, you can rotate one of your remaining dice to a number of your choice and place it at a corresponding casino and then resolve any effect that might have. If at any time during the round no player has a clear dice majority, the token is returned to the tile.
Yeah, now passing is a very important thing because when you roll your dice, and I'll just throw a practice roll here, I have to place at least one die from when I rolled. Now, when I roll, I will look and see which number I decide to place. Now, I have 3 1s, I have 2 3s, I have a 2, a 4, and I have my big die is at a 5. The big dice actually counts as 2 dice.
And it's called the biggie.
It's called the biggie.
I hate that. It just sounds so weird.
So if I choose, let's say I choose a 1, then I actually have to place all of my 1s on that spot. I only get 1 activation, but that's how I've done those. Now, if I want to pass and I don't want to place any of those, that's what these black chips are for. Now, we're going to start with 2 of these, and we're going to get 2 each subsequent round, and there's going to be some of these casino boards that will grant us more of these chips. But we would just return a chip to the bank, and we get to pass our turn without assigning any dice to any particular casino. And since we are playing as a 2-player game, we have dummy dice, and those are represented by the purple dice.
Yep.
So, Megan, why don't you go ahead and roll those? And then what's going to happen is we are going to assign those to each of the casinos. And as far as looking for who has majority, that's where these really will come into play. So we're at 1s, 2s, 4s, and 6s. Now, the rules say that the oldest player actually gets to go first.
I mean, this game does say it's like ages 8 and up, so like some of the little kids might not even be old enough to gamble.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
So Dad will get to go first for a change. All right, so let's see what we get here. All right, so
You have 2 5s, 3 4s, 2 1s, 2 and 3. Keep in mind, you do want to have 1 here, just so you're not screwed over. And the hole to start with.
yeah, I think I will actually place over here in the jackpot. So since I am activating that, I'll take the rest of my dice out, and I will roll these 2 black dice and see if I get a 7 or pair.
7.
I do not. So the jackpot will advance to 40,000, and now it's Megan's turn.
Cool. 3 2. Yeah, let's play around with the 2s. Why not?
All right, so you're gonna get to go. So there you go. So
6.
it's 6. You like to go
It's
higher
like in the
or
middle.
lower?
Oh, let's go higher.
Megan's going higher. She gets a
Ooh.
12.
Cool.
All right. Would you like to go lower?
Lower.
A 6.
6. Oh.
You're at 30,000 now.
Cash out.
All
Cashing
right.
out.
So Megan will actually go to the bank, which is represented by the stack of money cards, and she will get 30,000, and then we will return that to the end. So already Megan is winning.
Woohoo!
All right.
You got a 1.
I do have a 1,
gonna
and
sit.
I'm just going to go and place that 1 there.
6. He's got the 6. No one's got the 5. I think I'll do the 5. And it's a no entry. So I'll scoot that over and because then that would screw me over. I don't want anyone really getting the big
100,000.
money. That's big money right there.
It is big money. No
Take the risk of not
worries.
getting it.
Wow.
See, or you can't even go for it. You can go for 3. No one's got 3. 60,000. And you can
You know
block
what?
it.
I will. I'm going to go there,
Screw
and
me
then I'm
over.
going to move these there.
Yeah, I figured. Alright, I need at least a 2. Need a 1.
Oh, look at all those 4s.
Yeah, why not? Let's go for it.
Well, that would tie you with me.
I would tie you. I get to do that though, right? Check that.
Yep.
Oh.
5.
dang
Nope.
it.
So we're going to move that on to the 50,000. All right.
2 more 3s and 2 4s. You can
Yeah,
take the 4s.
I am going to take the 4s.
There you go.
All righty.
6.
Nope. 60,000.
Alright, I need 1. Aha, I did it. I'm not in the hole. I'm good. Out of
All right.
dice.
Now, I still have dice, so I do get to keep going.
2 2.
2 2. You know, I don't like that. I'm going to pay poker chip to the bank and pass. Now, since
Go
Megan doesn't have any dice, I get to go again. Ooh, a 6 and a 1.
You can't go to 6, but you can secure the 1.
I will do that. And final roll, maybe. Yeah, what the heck.
Alright.
All right, so
you get the
now what we're going to do is we will evaluate the board and figure out the payments. So before we actually do any dice removal here, we just look to see if everybody is placed in this casino, which they have. So Megan, you don't lose your 30,000 that you got. But because Megan and the dummy player are tied with the amount of dice, they get removed. It doesn't matter how many dice you have. As long as you tie with another player, those dice are always removed. So I have the most money or most dice there, so I'm going to get to 50,000, and then no one else is there, so the other dollar amount goes bye-bye. Here everybody ties, so none of those, none of that money gets paid. That money just goes back to the bank. Give Megan her dice back.
Thank you. Dummies.
Place those there.
Cool.
I have the only one here, so I will get the 60,000, and the 50,000 goes to the bank.
You have the 4s.
I have 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, but I've got 3.
So I get this. So Megan, you will get the second one. So you're gonna
Yeah.
get 50,000 there. So that's pretty good.
Board is modular.
Megan is the only one at the 5. That's
Yeah.
70,000. That's pretty. Oh no, it's 90,000.
Oh, we flipped
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't know how it
Oh.
got flipped.
Oh, I got more money.
Yeah, and then nobody had the 6, so that money just goes back to the bank.
Yep.
So now we're getting ready to start round 2. So what we will do is we will both get 2 more chips, and then before we assign the money, we are going to shuffle these, and you'll notice these are double-sided, so we have a lot of options. We also have 2 other ones that aren't used. So I kind of have a very scientific method for shuffling these. Usually I just take these and I throw them up in the air, and then I pick them up, and whatever side they are on and however I pick them up is how we set those up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera because it could be dangerous because these do have sharp edges. All right, we're ready for round 2. So we have got the casino seated with the right money, and you'll notice we have some new boards here. Now the bad luck transferred because we had it on 1. Now it's over on 2, but that is the only one that carried over.
Yeah.
So let's start with my choice.
All right. So my choice is when you activate it, you get to roll the 2 little black dice, and then you perform the corresponding action. So if you get a 1, you get it 1 chip. 2 gets 2 chips. 3 gets 30,000. The 4. You activate any other tile as if you had just placed die on that casino, though it does not always trigger an action. On 5, you can rotate any of your remaining dice to show a number of your choice, then place it in the corresponding casino. That will not activate that casino tile. or you can return one of your dice from a casino to your supply. And then 6, you place one of your remaining dice into the little frame, and if that space is occupied, you return the dice to its owner. Then during the payout, you can remove that die there, and you get 60,000 from the bank.
Cool.
That's monies.
60,000 monies.
Monies.
And it doesn't even have to be a 6. It could be any number.
No.
All right. So bad luck again. We got to make sure we go there. We have payday.
Mm-hmm. So you count the casinos that contain at least one die of your color, and then you multiply that by the 10,000. So if your total is between 10 to 20,000, you receive either 1 or 2 chips. If it's 30 to 60,000, you take that much money from the bank.
So let's just say, using the purple dice as an example, if we activated that, they would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 casinos. So $50,000 right there.
That's pretty good.
All right. Next, we have the black box. Now, this is kind of an I cut, you choose sort of thing. So whoever wins this, the other player is actually going to take these, and they are going to secretly create 2 piles. Now, they can create a pile of 3 and 3. They can do 4 and 2, or they could do a 5 and 1. And
you
whoever
can't do 6 and 0, though.
Well, yeah. But whoever wins this then gets to choose, and it's going to be face down, so they're not going to know what's in there. But they could potentially get $100,000.
Lucky Punch is a fun one, but we know each other a little bit too well.
So Lucky Punch, we have these 3 little fist tokens. So whenever you activate that, the person who activated it is going to take these 3 tokens, and they're going to put them, actually it does say under the table, and they are going to put either 1, 2, or 3 in their right hand. Now, the player to their left is actually going to guess how many they have. So Megan, guess.
You got 3 in there.
I have 1. So since Megan did not guess correctly, I actually win. The 1 chip, or the 1 spot, is for 2 chips. Had I put 2 in there and got it right, or Megan got it wrong, I would have got $30,000. And if I had 3 of them and Megan did not guess that, I would have gotten $40,000.
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's one of those things, it's a little wonky, but it is actually kind of fun to do.
Because I almost I want to go there. I just want to play around with it.
And then finally we have prime time.
Prime time is kind of cool too. So at the end, before you do any of the payouts, whoever has the majority here gets to roll these 2 dice, and then it acts like your dice, so you can kind of maybe change your own payout at the end. So you just put them there, and they act as your color dice.
Now I will say that in this case, the rule book is a little unclear on the timing of that. It just says before payout. So payout we take to mean before any casinos payout, not just this one. So if that's not the case, consider this a house rule.
But it makes the most sense for us because you could have already paid out, depending where this was, and then you're like, oh, now
because in this case where it's the 6, it would actually be the last casino that pays out. So unless you rolled a 6 and you had dice there, it really wouldn't have any impact on you. So I think we're playing it correctly the way we described. So the way you determine who starts the next round is the player who got the highest card in 6. However, nobody got that card.
No entry.
So then what we do is we go down to the 5, which was Megan, because she was the only one that was there. So Megan will start this round off.
And you get 2 more chips at the beginning of the
next we got round. 2 more chips.
Just to clarify that. So we need to go to 2s, just to put a 2 down.
Yeah, but do you want to spend...
that's a lot. That's like...
4 2s.
Yeah.
But it's worth $80,000 too.
Pretty good, but... the 4s are 90. Yeah, we'll play around with that, actually. Why not? Let's see what we can do. It's 90,000 right there.
I will say the one time Megan actually won the black box, I put 3 zeros in one pile and all the money in the other pile. Guess which one Megan got?
Yeah.
She got 0.
Naturally, of course.
Okay.
You got lots of 1s. 3 1s.
But I do have a 2.
You do have a 2.
So I'm
Secure
gonna
yourself.
sign that 2 there because I don't want to give up $50,000.
And I'll do the same because there I'm good. Ooh, 2 5s. 2 4s.
I do have 2 4s.
3, 6, and 1. Well, 2 1s technically.
Well, that's 6s.
Sixes, you need 4 sixes
That'd
to
be hard to
beat.
do. You know, I think I'm gonna go to the 5s. So we're gonna play some Lucky Punch.
Lucky punch.
Lucky Punch. Lucky Punch. Sounds like something you drink.
Maybe it's good. It's like liquid luck. You got 2.
I have 3.
Dang it.
So that will be $40,000
You
for
went
me.
for it all. You
I
greedy
did go
bugger.
for it. A greedy bugger.
Greedy bugger. You took
That's
all
not
the
very
money.
nice. So $40,000 from the bank to me.
Greedy bugger.
Greedy bugger.
Oh, 3's not bad.
Yeah,
Do
you'll
the-
be
do
in
the
3
threes.
casinos, so they get $30,000.
It's pretty good right there.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
All right.
Get some monies.
Wow, I could go for the 4s if I
Oh,
wanted
you
to.
could.
That's worth $90,000.
You rival me.
You know what? I'm gonna go there.
You ready? 3, 2, 5.
Ooh, 5. You would tie me.
Yeah.
You could solidify 3 and get some more. Get another 30,000.
Yeah,
Or
I
you could
go
go.
to the 2 and try to beat him, but it'd just be tying
Yeah,
him.
that's 80,000 though. This would actually end up paying more
Yeah, I
because
was
you'd
gonna
get
say.
30,000 right now.
Yeah. You talked me into it.
Yeah,
By a Jedi mind trick.
I don't think that was much for
Screw
my
me
check.
over
A
there.
3 and a 4. You know what? I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pay my poker chip.
Alrighty. 4-1.
Ooh, wasn't counting on that. That would actually tie us in the black
Would
box
tie us.
at the Plaza Casino.
Plaza. Which one's that supposed to be?
It's the fabulous Alibaba
Alibaba
Hotel and
Casino.
Casino.
Oh man.
How many of you out there know that reference?
That was a good episode.
That's an old
too.
one.
That's a very old one because they were all very little. Stephanie was on very bitty. Oh, I don't know. You know, let's play around with this. I don't know. See what I get. 4-1.
So 4 or the 1. Would you like a chip or would you like to activate?
Activate any tile as if you just placed a die there. Ooh.
You could activate that and get another. You get 40,000.
I could, you know. Let's
Actually, it
do.
wouldn't.
That's pretty good. I like that. I'll say that I did that then. 40,000.
Not bad.
So
Not
give
bad.
me some monies. All right.
Hey. Ooh, 2 3s.
Do it.
I could get monies.
You get
1, 2,
monies.
3. I get
That's
40,000.
not bad.
But I'm not going to do anything with that, and I would lose both my
Yeah.
chips, or both my dice. So I'm going to pass. Ooh, a 5. You would tie
I
me,
would tie you.
which would prevent me from getting the 80,000.
Would.
But I have 2 more dice, so that's kind of risky.
Yeah.
Although that
Oh,
would give you the 60,000 if I do happen to go over.
Yeah, that's true. Alrighty. I know, yeah. Alright.
Oh, here we go. Megan's going to play some Lucky Punch.
I don't like this.
Lucky Punch. Lucky Punch.
Was it got a chant? Alright. Oh, I don't know.
So far, I've correctly guessed
got it
every
every
single time
time.
Megan has done this.
Okay.
3. You're so predictable as my
No,
child.
I hate that.
All right. Ooh.
Oh, 6 and 2. You could tie for.
You know what? I'm going for here.
Okay, I'm out of dice, so it's all you.
Alrighty. If I get another 2, that's 80,000.
Ooh. Dang it.
Alrighty. Me likey that.
Mm.
Okay, so let's go ahead and evaluate what we
Prime
got. Prime time is him. So we're not even
Could be
going.
a her.
Well, actually, you know what? We do need to go ahead and roll that because that could affect
It could affect
everything
purple.
here. Not roll 2.
4 and a 3, which
Nope.
doesn't affect.
So no effect at
That's
all.
cool.
All right, so my choice.
Nope.
Nobody gets that, so that money is going to go to the bank.
Bad luck.
Bad luck.
I don't get it.
Nobody has to pay the 50,000, but I will get 80,000,
He would get
and
that.
30,000 goes back to the bank. We have the payday.
I get it.
You do get it. You
Mhm.
have 70,000, and the 60,000 will go back to the bank. The fours. I have this because I have 4. Megan has 2, and the other guy had 1.
So I get the bottom
So you
one.
get to look, or you get to do the honors there.
Yeah, but you get
I
the
will get the
top.
$90,000, and the 40,000 will go back to the bank. Actually, you get that, don't you?
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, you get the 40,000.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what are you doing with my money? Just because I'm playing around over here.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and resolve the lucky or the number 5 because
fine.
we tie, so that money goes away. And the 6, that money is going to go away too because the dummy player is the only one that's there. So we'll take all of our dice back.
Okay. Pick a pile. New pile.
Let's go with that one. So Megan reveals. Oh, so what I got? $40,000.
40,000.
I'll take 40,000 from the bank.
Either way, you still would have actually got pretty good money. I
40,000.
didn't plan that out very well.
All right, so we're going to get set up for the final round. Okay, so for the final round, we've got some new tiles out. So starting at number 1, we have Double Down. Now, what this means is when you activate that, you can take either a die that you have in the casino or one of your dice in reserve and actually place it here. This is going to pay out just like any other casino, except if you have the first place, you're going to get 60,000. If you have the second amount, you're going to get 30,000. Handicap, you'll see that we've got these other, the blank die placed around the board. We place 1 in each of the 1, 2, and 3, and 2 in the 4, 5, and 6. Now, what we can do when we activate this power, we can take one of the blank die from anywhere on the board, and we can return it to the handicap spot. Now, there's room for 2 at this one, and you'll get a chip. You can return up to 3 here and get $30,000, or you can return up to 4 here and change one of the die faces and actually move it to another casino. Now, when you do that, however, it does not activate. Over here at the 3, we have Knockout. Now, this is one that I really like. You have a bar here, so you can see there's like a whiskey bottle or a wine bottle and a couple of glasses there. So when you activate this spot, all other players have to give up one of their die, and it goes to the bar. Now, they can only have a max of 2 there. And then on a subsequent turn, let's say Megan actually went there, she would cause all the rest of us players to place there, and she'd be able to retrieve any of her dice that she had there as well. High 5 is the first player who gets 5 dice there is going to get a $100,000 bonus, and that is in addition to whoever wins the casino there. We've already had Nice Dice, and we have already had Power Play. So no one got the 6s, no one got the 5s.
You
so
got 4s.
I got the 4s, so I will actually get to start this round. Megan has already given us our 2 chips to start the round.
Yes. Ooh. 3 6s, 3 2s, 2 5s, and a 1.
You know, I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to go. Oh
Sure.
man, everybody's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could secure it already with 6. Should be
The
30.
6s
And that's 90,000.
That is 90.
It's pretty good.
You know, I will. You talk me into it.
Cool.
And then I can, because I have majority, I get to place this on there, and then I will be able to actually place a die on my turn and not have to roll all my die.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the power play dance, by the way.
Yeah, you better be. Oh, I have 3 6s. I could actually go and rival you there. I don't know if I want to, though. I have a 5, I have 3, I have 2, I have 3 4s. Yeah, let's do the 4s. And maybe I could try to win that extra money.
All right, since I have come back around to my turn and I still have this, you know, I am going to make this a 3, and I will activate the knockout. So, Megan, would you like to place one of your die over there?
Like to.
There you go.
2s. Yeah, let's do that.
So So Megan can actually bring a blank die back. $30,000. That's not bad.
It's monies.
It is monies.
Cool.
All right, since I still have this, I am going to place my big die over here on the 5.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't really like either of them. I got chips.
You could actually place on the double down, and you would get 60,000
I would.
for that
You're right,
if no one goes there. It's actually not a
It's
bad
not
thing.
bad. Talk me into it.
All right, so since I still have the power play, all right, I'm going to place a 5 over here on the nice dice.
You know, it's hard to do the power play dance when you got Dippin' Dots in your hand. Makes it a bit more complicated.
Megan is passing.
You gotta get Dippin' Dots at a hockey game. It's like, it's a must. The pretzel. It's Dippin' Dots.
I think I'll utilize my power play, and I will place a die over here again, but I'm going to place it down here on the 5 spot.
Yeah. I got these chips. This last round doesn't really do any good, so I might as well.
Yeah, the chips are only used at the end for tie-breaking ability.
I'm not gonna get the high 5 though. I'm kind of bummed.
Nobody's going to get the high 5.
No. I'll get 80 though. 80's not bad. I'll take it.
Well, I think I'll use my final thing here, and I am going to go to knockout and have you play. Do you only have 1 dice left?
Yes.
Oh, that kind of sad.
That's kind of sad.
Sad panda.
Sad panda.
Yeah, that's what my buddy Chris always says. Sad panda.
Why a panda?
I don't know. So, Chris, if you're watching, please tell us the meaning of sad panda.
Why a panda?
All right, so now we will evaluate the casinos. We don't have anything that's really end of game or end of round on this, so we will go over to here. Purple is the clear winner. However, Megan has the double down, so she will get, well, you'd get 60 from the bank, but
Which,
yeah.
technically, that's fine.
Here, Megan will actually win the handicapped. Your handicap kid. You get 70,000 for that. Bring those dice back. I actually have the knockout, so I have 70, and the 50 goes to the bank. Megan is not actually in the casino; she's in the bar, so she doesn't get that 50,000. Yeah, your drinking problem cost you 50 grand. Just so you're aware.
I think someone left my tab open.
You and Aunt Manda going to the bar there in the casino. It's actually your cousin, Manda.
It's my cousin.
All right, so you will get the.
Still get 80,000.
You get 80,000 there, and
Take it.
50,000 goes away.
You,
Nobody got the 100,000.
You get the 100,000 here, though.
I do get the 100,000.
And you get 50,000.
And I get 50,000. So 150,000, not too
and
shabby.
You get 90,000.
90,000, and yeah. So let's go ahead and add up all of our money, because that's basically our points at the end of the game, and we're going to find out who is the king of Vegas besides Elvis.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
So as you see, Dad hit the jackpot, $730,000.
Yeah.
What do you have?
62.
62 or 620,000? Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad.
No, not
That's
bad.
one of my higher scoring games.
Well, I tell you what, getting that 150,000 just off of that one
Yeah, it was
at the end
good.
there was pretty cool.
It's really good.
All right, so now let's get to what we think. So since I'm the king,
Well, you've actually been to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas several
I
times.
haven't yet. You can go. I'll let you.
Yeah, you know, Vegas is, for me, it's kind of overrated. Your mom likes Vegas a lot more than me.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'll go eventually.
I don't like to lose money. That's my
I don't
big thing.
either. I like spending my money on Funko Pops.
Yeah. All right. So
Comic-Cons.
let me just say, if you saw our original video for Las Vegas years ago, my opinion has not changed. I still really like it. Yes, it is a super light game. It's I don't even know if I'd call this gateway. I will say that the addition of the boards does ramp it up a little bit because now you have more meaningful decisions to make. Those are going to change all the time. There's plenty of variability. So I really like that about the game. As far as the components go, well, I mean, the money cards are real easy to read. They're colorful, and each denomination has its own color. However, I'll also show you the back there. The back is just, dollar sign. The original, I think, just outbeats it as far as the cards go. I like these cards so much better. And you can see on the back, you've got the Lincoln Memorial there. Just the fact that these look like money makes it more of an appeal to me. And they're bigger cards. You can see these are almost like normal playing cards. And you still have the different denominations. The only thing you don't have is the 100,000. But I really wish that they would have either kept, I would have preferred to keep the size because I like the bigger card size. I like the art better. That's just me.
I mean, I prefer the bigger card size. I don't mind the art, though. I kind of like the art on this one a little bit better. I think it's a little bit easier to read. Not that the other one is harder to read, but I think just at a glance it's a bit easier. Personally, I don't know. I like the new artwork better for that.
The other thing that I like better about the old version is the casino art. Now this is very subdued, and maybe this is more classy because you've got the Mirage, the Kings, the Marina, the Plaza, the Cleopatra, and the Sunset.
Miracle.
Oh, it is the Miracle.
Not the Mirage.
Oh, I was actually thinking of Vegas. In the original game, you had these, and this was your board. So you had the fours. You had the Oasis. You had the Gold Mine. You had the Bajazzo, which this clearly is Caesar's Palace. I've been to Caesar's Palace. That looks exactly like Caesar's Palace. Then here's your Miracle. So this is the Mirage because I've actually been to the Mirage.
Luxor.
Luxor with the Sphinx, and then you have Show Hall, which I think this looks like the. I don't know if this is the Flamingo or if that's the front part of Caesar's.
I have no idea. I cannot help you on that one. I don't know.
But I prefer that. But this is fine. I don't mind this. And I totally get the way that they've done this board. And I like how the pieces, these interlock like a puzzle piece, so they're not going to go anywhere. This is not going to move around. The sideboards here, they do, because they just slide into where the numbers are on the dice there. But and we bump them a lot. They come loose. That's really no big deal. They're nice and sturdy, and the fact that they're double-sided and you get more than what you can put out in a round. You get 8 of these total.
Double-sided. 16 choices.
So 16 different ones and different combinations that you're going to have. So ton of replayability because you also don't know what number those are going to be assigned to. So that really does kind of change things because there is some strategy involved when you have certain boards on the table because, we don't have bad luck on this one, but, having to make sure you place a die there or lose 50 grand. That's... And you got to, make sure you hit it at the right time. It may not be worth any money, but you still got to put a die there.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say it's not worth any money. That's not worth a lot. The one place that I did find that they failed on was the poker chips. I don't know what poker chips actually have that kind of ridge in there. I have actually a set of professional poker chips. Plus, I have chips that I've gotten from the casinos in Vegas. It's kind of a real cheap souvenir. You go get a dollar chip at the casino. I would have preferred that they maybe use the artwork that they had on these and made them look more like poker chips as it is. Maybe it was a cost thing. I don't know. I just think that they missed an opportunity here in order to have these look really cool. Now, one of the things I will probably do is I have some specialty poker chips that I've collected over the years, or I might even throw my normal Vegas chips in here just to kind of bling it out because I have more than enough. The game comes with plenty of these, but I will probably bling that out because I think this Las Vegas Royale has taken Las Vegas and amped it up and made it more of a gamer's game. It's still super light, don't get me wrong, but I really like what they've done here. So I've talked a lot.
You talked forever. I'm like, I'm never gonna get a word in. He just keeps going. I kind of have to disagree with you. I kind of like the minimal look. I kind of like that. I feel like it's a little bit more classier with kind of like, you know, the cursive, like neon. I kind of like the black and gold aesthetic. I think it's cool. I really like this where it kind of shows the strip outlined on the sides.
Yeah, that
I
is
think,
pretty cool.
I think that's cool. I don't know. I like that. Honestly, I kind of thought this was a little tacky looking. Like, I mean, it felt like it kind of dated, like, old style Vegas. Maybe that's what it was going for.
Vegas is kind of tacky.
Yeah, but I'm just like, this just looked very tacky. And the Royale theme, I thought this kind of fit a little bit better. So I kind of liked that.
I do want to point out, I hate the Kings. So apologies to my buddy Joel who is a LA Kings fan. That's a hockey thing.
Whatever. We like the Knights, though. We kind of support the Knights occasionally. Vegas Knights.
Well, it's because Ryan Reeves.
Yeah. Reeves
He's
is our
a
boy.
former Blues enforcer.
But I don't remember playing the other version of Las Vegas because that was years ago, and I've kind of deleted that from my memory. I could have gone back and watched a video, I just didn't, because I was relearn how to play it and picked it up super easy. So it is an easy game. I do like the fact you can kind of, you know, because the original it said like, don't just play with 3 of those, but I was like, no, you need all 6. It kind of makes the game a little bit better. There really isn't much thought to it because you are just kind of chucking dice and assigning, but I mean, it's a good game. I like it, and I kind of like it for different reasons than you do, though. So.
Well, this is a game, I mean, you saw us playing 2-player and using the one dummy as the variant for 2 players. The game actually plays up to 5, and I've taken the original Las Vegas to my work group, and we've played it there a ton of times, and the game does play a lot better with more players because you've got more competition in the casinos. So it makes your decisions harder because you really have to be more strategic. You're not going to get 3 casinos.
No.
Probably. You may get 2 if you're lucky. You might get 3, but chances are you're probably going to get 2. And you're really going to try to zero in on the high dollar amounts.
Yeah.
So the other colors that we have, besides the green, blue, and purple, we have red and yellow. Now these are the exact same size dice that are in the original Las Vegas, and they look identical. The only thing is now we have that addition of the biggie that Megan doesn't like. That does count as 2 dice, and I think that's a pretty good addition too. I like that. Now, Megan, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot because we're going to talk about these blank dice, and Megan, I'm going to let you tell the story.
My instinct was, I think it was for block it. Every time I would pick it up, or like when you have to like seed it, like for the handicap, I would be like, oh, okay, dice, where am I gonna put them? And then be like, wait, they're blank. And then I was like, oh, you have to like assign it. But like my first instinct, because I always seed the dummy players first, so then I was like, okay, we gotta do that. So I was like, oh wait, that doesn't matter. Because I like freaked out a little bit the other night. I was like, wait, where do I put them? And I was like, oh yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
You assign them.
That was so funny though when she did that.
I was so tired. I was like, I couldn't do the math. I couldn't add up our totals. I was like, it's not a good night.
That was true. It was pretty late at night when I taught you the game.
Yeah, I was not on my caffeine. I was like, oh man. But yeah. Thanks for putting me out there like that. Appreciate it.
I believe at this time the game is not yet available, but I think it will be available at Gen Con, which is coming up real soon.
Very soon.
Like I said, I really like this. I recommend it. It's a great game to play with a larger group. It's a great game to play with family because you don't. I mean, there's non-gamers. You're chucking dice and you're assigning dice, and I think that they would really like that. Mm-hmm. And those of you that are gamers, I think there's enough decisions here that it's going to be entertaining for you. So I recommend it.
I recommend it. It's a good game. Yeah, all the reasons you said.
Yeah. Can't wait to get your cousins to play this because
they like Vegas a lot.
They like Vegas. They like gambling. They like
simple
wine.
Games like this.
They do like these kind of games. They love Machikoro, so I think they would really like this. Mm-hmm. All right, so that is Las Vegas Royale from Ravensburger and Aaliyah, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.